I just love iced oatmeal cookies. I wish I had some whipped cream. That would make this perfect for tonight. Iced oatmeal. Anyway, hello and welcome back. If you are new to all this, welcome to what I do here for quite a few years now. Well, tonight I'm testing for the first time Ubuntu 24 as a live test. Some of you might recall that the last time I did a full install of Ubuntu, I had no sound. And Ubuntu said it was a dummy output. How appropriate! Well, I installed Ubuntu 24. I got a brand new SSD, fresh SSD, and I installed Ubuntu, and to my surprise, I have sound in Ubuntu. Hallelujah! Yeah, I mean, it seems to be working. I still don't recommend Ubuntu for beginners. There's just too many things to do to get this thing working, and I will explain that in a moment. So I will check the chat here in a moment. So let me transition. For those of you watching this, hello. I'm going to transition, and what I did is to install OBS Studio. I installed the little tweak, the waveform visualizer, as you see here with the orange waveform at the bottom, at the bottom of the screen. I had to jump through hoops to get Flatpak OBS Studio to work in Ubuntu. I installed the tweak tool, some tweaks, some extensions. I had to go through a lot to get this to work out the way that I want, and you really cannot expect a Windows user to go through all of this nonsense. It's freaking ridiculous already. Forget about it. Sorry, that's my New York attitude coming out. All right. I did some tweaks. The applications menu is still one of my favorite extensions to install. I need some water to install. Too many cookies for this evening, my goodness. All right, so the applications menu is still my favorite extensions to install, just to make this a little bit easier to run something like Ubuntu. Of course, in the past, when we had Unity or pre-Unity, we didn't have to do all this nonsense, but this seems to work. So favorites, accessories, graphics, internet, you get the picture here, right? Firefox, I deleted. It froze on me. I just did. I installed Brave and Chromium web browser. Those seem okay. I did log out and do Ubuntu on Zorg because the Wayland display driver is atrocious. That should not be the default video driver. It's not good. OBS Studio, Flatpak is fine. VLC I install. System Tools I install. Synaptic Package Manager. I like it. And utilities. So what I'm going to do here is let me go to let's do this. Let's do a search. I'm gonna have to get a drink of water. I think I ate too many cookies. I need something to drink. So let's do this. All right. So yeah, this is CPU usage. We're using about 3.1 gigs out of 8 gigs maximum. Looking at the CPU usage, yeah, it's about right. Doing a live stream. This is this machine originally had a Windows 8. It is an old gateway that runs Windows 11 flawlessly, and Ubuntu seems to be running fine after I had to do a bunch of tweaking. Again, this is not something I can recommend for beginners. There's just too much work involved, and to be quite frank, it's just not worth it. I would just tell a Windows user, if you want to try Linux, once again, just buy a freaking Chromebook. It's going to make life a lot easier. And then if you like what you see in the Chromebook and you want to try something like Ubuntu, Linux Mint, or Zorin, absolutely, after you try the Chromebook to see just how wonderful a Linux-powered machine can be. Okay, so let's go to the tweak tool. So yeah, we'll just search it here since I'm already here. All right, so tweaks, as you see here, this allows you to customize or tweak Ubuntu a little bit easier. I am surprised this is not installed by default. I just don't understand it. Zorin has it, I do believe. Pop! OS, I think, has it too. Anyway, fonts, self-explanatory fonts, appearance, yeah, background icons, some choices here, colors, of course, sound, system theme is fine, mouse and touchpad, keyboard layout and all that, Windows layout, double click, middle click. We want to have the minimize and maximize buttons on the title bars, of course. So yeah, startup applications, I have none, just to make this thing run a little bit faster at startup. We have the panel at the top that doesn't do anything. I mean, meaning as you can't right click and do anything, that's what I mean. But yeah, you have your usual shortcuts here. This will get you into the system settings. And I think overall for the GNOME desktop, which is not my favorite, I think this is running as fast as can be expected. Time and date. I will say this about Ubuntu, it looks and feels, it just looks polished. Okay, it looks actually pretty slick. I just don't care for the GNOME desktop. Anyway, I did install the weather extension. I'm surprised there wasn't one in there, at least not with the download that I did. But I was able to find this, I think in the App Center, if I am not mistaken. I'll show you that in a moment. So the weather forecast, 56 tonight. Ew, in August? That's ridiculous. 51 is a low, 54. Oh man, I guess I won't be going to the pool this week. That's too cold. That is definitely too cold for my cannolis. All right, let's go into the App Center. This one feels like it's not finished. I mean, there are some categories here, but it seems like it's missing a whole bunch, like sound and video category, utilities. That's weird, but that's the way it was designed. I don't think it's enough for beginners. I mean, it looks fine enough, but yeah, it's missing a few more categories here to the left. Yeah, we got updates. Okay, I'll just leave this the way it is for now, but this could be a little bit more user-friendly. I did install the Synaptic Package Manager, one of the best package managers for all of Linux. I'm surprised this isn't in there by default. It's probably not for newbies, but it's not that difficult to learn. I've been using this for quite a few years, and I like it. Of course, nowadays you really don't have to use this. I either use the App Center or the terminal commands to install something. But again, if you are a Windows user, you do not have to use the terminal to install applications. Let's go back to that, go back to this, and as you see here, looks like we have somebody in the chat. I'll get to that in a moment. And this is how I installed Flatpak, and yeah, too many steps, just too many steps. All right, what do we have here? Cody's in the house. You went from Ubuntu 24 to Windows 11. Nothing wrong with it, but I went to a concert and did a lot of recording and took up your Google storage. Okay, so I bought Microsoft Office with the student. Okay, discount. Okay, but to get my money's worth with Microsoft 365 and use Office, I decided to install Windows 11 and use the Microsoft ecosystem. There is nothing wrong with that. So let me transition here. I'm not sure how the bandwidth is going to work, but nothing wrong with that, Cody. Yeah. So use what works. Make life simple, right? Absolutely. Anyway, for this test, I would say Ubuntu works the way it should. Still can't recommend it for newbies. There's just too much work tweaking and done to make this user friendly as possible. I would still stick with your Linux Mints, your Zorins and Chromebooks and stuff like that if you are new to the world of Linux. But if this doesn't crash, if I don't see any bugs, I may just keep this on this new SSD for a while, because it seems to be working. And like I said, unlike last time, I have sound. I haven't noticed any hiccups. The only thing I had to do was to remove Firefox. It just froze on me. I'm going to try to avoid Flatpaks and snap packages as much as possible. They're still somewhat unpredictable. When they work great. When they don't, well, they just don't. But for now, I think Ubuntu 24 and this brand new test after 2 years seems to be working okay. So can I recommend you try it? Yeah, but not as a newbie. Yeah, try something simpler first and then move on from there. But I will say this for Ubuntu, it does look pretty sharp. It really does. Yes, I'm sure being a student with that discount can't really beat that deal going into an IT career. I don't blame you, Cody. Yeah. Use what you need to use, right? Of course. All right. Well, let's see if anybody else jumps in the chat. I will stick around a little bit longer. My mouth is dry from eating all these cookies. Let me go grab a drink of water, Cody, and I'll be right back, okay? And thanks for popping in. I'll be right back. All right, I got my water. I'm back. Man, those cookies dried my mouth. My goodness. All right. You like watching the streams? Thank you. Been sub since you think. Oh yeah, when I was testing Manjaro, man, that was some years. That was pre-pandemic. That's how long that was. I no longer use Arch-based. Just too many headaches. Pretty much Ubuntu-based, Debian-based is what I like. Except Chromebooks, which is Gentoo-based. But hey, whatever works, right? Whatever works. Use what works. But yeah, these Cody, these streams, I do these at random times. I've been doing some in the mornings, try to catch people like in different time zones overseas. Sometimes I catch them, sometimes I don't. But yeah, this particular one tonight, I'm doing my leg stretches. It kind of prevents back issues when I do my leg stretches. So yeah, stuff like that. So as I do that, I like to chat with you guys. I think what I'll do with these streams, once summer is over here, maybe around September, maybe I'll start scheduling the some of the weekend shows to see if we can get any more, folks involved in the streams as they were pre-pandemic. I didn't do much this summer because it is summertime. People make plans, catching up with friends, family, whatever else is going on in life post-pandemic. So I totally get it. That's why I haven't done much here on the weekends. But once summer is over, I still got to find my son a car, and he's looking for another job. So yeah, it's been a busy summer for me, but anyway, we'll see how it goes here. Once the summer is over, we'll get back into the weekend streams because I miss doing those. So we'll see how it goes. But I am looking at this on the playback on the stream. I'm not seeing any hiccups. YouTube says I have an excellent connection. So it looks like Ubuntu works. Live streaming. If there is anybody else watching that would like to say hello, let me know in this chat. Don't be shy. I did notice that Ubuntu is still on the top 10 list for the on DistroWatch. Aha, you've been looking for a new vehicle since your Cobalt head blew. Ah. Yeah, one of my friends, one of the young guys I work with, college graduate, had a Cobalt that lasted over 200,000 miles. I was like, a Chevy lasted 200,000 miles? Really? My goodness. Anyway, yeah. Saving for a new vehicle. Yeah, I totally get it. Totally understand. I actually may be switching car insurance. I need to call and check tomorrow. If I don't forget again. Anyway. All right. What time is it? It's 9:30. I'll stick around a little bit longer. Then I'll catch up on the news and wrap this up for tonight. Your car lasted 270,000 miles. Wow. For an American vehicle, I have to admit, that is freaking impressive. Yeah, man. Impressive, man. All right, let's get a transition here. I popped out the chat, and again, if anybody else wants to say hello, now's your chance. John, the real says Ubuntu sucks. Well, I suppose for some. But for tonight, it does not. It works. At least for tonight. Some other time, it may not. But I did do some tweaks to get this thing to work the way that I wanted to, but it works. You like Arch? Okay. Use what works. So the car had a blown head gasket. Yeah. I did try Arch years ago, John. It was awful. Never again. Yeah, if you can get 200,000 miles out of an American car, any car, that's pretty good. Um, yeah. Yep, Pop OS is good. They just released their new Cosmic desktop. Um, Looks good. It's still brand new, but it looks good. Let me take a look at the CPU usage. It looks like it's pretty consistent, so that's good. Memory's not too bad. Okay, looks good. Hello, CFW. MX Linux since 2014. Wow. Yeah, I tried Fedora a long time ago. Um, I think it was okay, but I can't remember. Yeah. I just gotten so comfortable with Ubuntu or Debian based, John. It just makes it easier for me. So my first date with Linux was Ubuntu many years ago. So I pretty much stuck with that. KDE Neon, I tried it. I believe that was okay too. I think the KDE Plasma Desktop has gotten lighter weight, feels faster, the last time that I tested it. There is nothing. That being said, there is nothing, absolutely nothing faster than a Chromebook with Chrome OS. That thing absolutely flies. Very impressive. Yeah, I think for a lot of people, Ubuntu and Ubuntu base is probably the way to go. Daily Linux, do I use it daily? Actually, yeah, I still use Windows. Maybe, I don't know, 25% of the time. But usually either with Linux, I'm using either Linux Mint or my Chromebook. Wow, Knoppix. Yeah, the early 2000s. I remember the name Knoppix. Yeah. That is definitely going back a few years. Yeah, I remember reading something in a I can't remember, like a computer magazine, Computer Science or somewhere, and it was something like, "Are you tired of Windows XP? Try Ubuntu." My first thought, what the hell was Ubuntu? And honestly, that's where it all started. So, is the Chromebook a Chromebook Plus? The Chromebook Plus machines are fairly new, John. Uh, they came out, well, what, it's been about a year now? If you see something with the Chromebook Plus, those are going to have higher specs. Those machines are going to give you at least 10 years of support. If it doesn't say Chromebook Plus, they may give 10 years of support, depending when it was manufactured. But the Chromebooks Plus will have higher specs for like gaming and stuff like that, and those machines will come with a minimum of 10 years of support. Still with Gen 2 based Chrome OS. I do not have a Chromebook Plus. Don't really need it. But yeah, they're not quite the same machines. Still Chrome OS, but higher spec machines like more RAM, speed, disk drive, and stuff like that. Same great level of speed and security, but the Chromebooks Plus are the newer machines. And They usually around the $350 to $400 range. The standard Chromebooks are about $200 and up. So it really just depends what you're looking for. So, and I've never seen a bug in a Chromebook. I've never had to fix anything in the Chromebook. It just, you plug it in, you log into your account. They just work. I've never had a crash or anything. They really are an amazing piece of technology that many people still don't know that they are Linux-based, a modified version of Linux. Not that it really matters anymore. People want to just buy something to work, make it work. Chromebooks outsold Macs during the pandemic. That says a lot. Linus says that Chromebooks are the future of Linux. Well, are they the future of Linux on the desktop? Yeah, because they are a global Linux standard. Nothing else has come close. I go into my local Walmart, and there are 8 different versions of a Chromebook. 8. Think about that. A freaking Walmart has 8 versions of a Chromebook. That says a lot. But yeah, if you buy a Chromebook and there's something wrong with and Chrome OS doesn't work, you need to return that Chromebook immediately. If it doesn't run perfectly, that is a defective Linux machine. Return it, because when you use Chrome OS, either it's perfect or it's not. It's that simple. If it's not perfect running, if it's something's not working, just yeah. Anyway. All right, so best 17-inch Acer you bought refurbished. Okay, refurbs are good. I love it, but very heavy around the house. Yeah, I would imagine so if it's 17-inch. Very secure, yes. Chromebooks have multiple layers of security. I've challenged you guys now for a couple of years. Those of you who have Chromebooks, have you ever gotten malware or ransomware? So far, 0 responses. This is one of the few times where 0, nothing is excellent, right? Anyway. Well, Chromebooks are not meant to be customized or modified. That's when you start screwing things up, right? They are built for a specific reason for you not to tinker. You can, if you want to, you can install Linux apps on it if you want to. Not guaranteed to work, but they're just made to plug in, log in, and you're good to go. Don't worry about updates, malware. They just work. Period. There's nothing to fix. Okay? Anyway, from my experience with these machines now for quite a few years, so. I should pour myself a glass of wine, but oh well. How's the stream looking on your end, guys? There's no hiccups? Because I'm not noticing any hiccups on my end here, so. Looks like we're still in the green. Very good. So let's see, we got another, 10 days left in the month, already into September, and summer will be over. Yuck. I don't like that. I love summer. So something like this, if I keep it, let me see here real quick. Graphics, internet. I'll probably keep Brave browser and Chromium. I don't need Firefox, sound and video. These two are fine. VLC, OBS. I may install Audacity and Kden Live. System tools. I think this is fine. Yeah. Utilities. I got the tweaks that I needed. Yeah, just a few more apps to install with this, and I think I'm good to go. There's nothing else that I need. Looks good and sounds great here. Okay, thank you, CFW. Yeah. So yeah, I am impressed with this latest Ubuntu. Again, the last LTS I tried with Ubuntu had no sound. I was stumped. Even with the fresh install, I tried everything I could think of to get sound to work. That was the end of Ubuntu for me. But I thought 2 years later I would give it a shot here, and well, so far it works. Still not a big fan of the GNOME desktop in general, but this appears to be working. So here we go. They really need better wallpapers, or more wallpapers, but yeah, not much here. All right, let's go ahead and give this a 5-minute warning, and we'll wrap this up. Last call. I was going to say last call for alcohol, but I'm not drinking, so almost the last call for comments. Last call for alcohol. Anyway, so yeah, this looks pretty good, and the SSD that I bought for this, I got a good deal on Amazon. It was a 256 SSD. I think it was $20. Some brand I never heard of, but that's what I installed this on, so it seems to be okay. Dark style. I guess that looks okay too. All right, so is there anything else for tonight before we wrap this up, guys? By the way, the latest Alien Romulus movie, I went to see it yesterday. I will have more to say about that maybe this weekend. I'll give you my thoughts about the, well, let's see, the last one was what? Was it really 7 years? I guess it was, in 2017. So I'll give you my thoughts on Alien Romulus. What I can tell you is that I liked it. And I'll just leave it at that. I just love Disney movies, don't you? Before you laugh, it was produced by Disney, so technically it is a Disney movie. Yep. Okay, if there's nothing else, then I'm going to wrap this up for tonight. Um, Hope you guys have a great week. Thank everybody who stopped in here. I'm actually getting a little bit tired, so I'm going to catch some quick news real quick, see what went on today, and wrap this up for this evening. So this is my latest look at the latest Ubuntu. Seems okay. This time I had sound, didn't have any issues with dummy outputs and all that nonsense. Ubuntu looks good. Still not a fan of the GNOME desktop. There's just too much tweaking to be done to make it more user friendly. And I just think there are better options out there for Windows users. If you are completely new to the world of Linux, Ubuntu would probably not be my first choice. But it does appear to be a solid looking distribution. Again, this was a full install test. The only issue I noticed, this defaults to the Wayland display driver at boot. You need to get away from that and go to, I believe it's called Ubuntu on Zorg, to eliminate any possible issues. OBS Studio does not work in Wayland mode, and maybe that's why Firefox froze on me. I'm not sure. I deleted Firefox and chose on login Ubuntu on Zorg instead of Wayland, and that seems to be working, so hopefully it'll stay this way. So that's my thoughts on Ubuntu 24 LTS. Catch you on the next one. Arrivederci. Ciao.